Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more EarthBound Beginnings. Last time, we rescued Pippi from the graveyard and we were able to get a key to the zoo from the mayor. And this time, we are going to be heading off to the zoo to see what's going on there. Now, I do have to confess, in between episodes 2 and 3, right outside the zoo is where I did most of my grinding, because there are some very powerful enemies there, and because they're so powerful, they give a lot of experience. So if you're confident about going to the zoo a little bit early to do some grinding, definitely a good place to do it. Anyway, I just want to repeat this so no one gets screwed over when they head over to the zoo. Get the Franklin badge from Pippi. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you grab that, because if you do not get it, you are going to be in trouble, to say the least. Anyway, the way to the zoo is actually this way, and it is a long walk. Now, you might have noticed something interesting about EarthBound Beginnings that is different from the way regular EarthBound works. In EarthBound on the Super Nintendo, all the maps are like sort of separated and you have to go through loading screens to get to them, but in EarthBound Beginnings, the entire overworld is just one gigantic open world map, which is really cool, in my opinion. City Zoo 700 meters west. For those of you who are directionally challenged, that means this way. And as you might notice, as you get closer to the zoo, the enemies are going to be a little bit different. Alright, we have a fly, and... wait, really? Just one? Why is it over there? And it ran away. Oh, okay. Do we get experience for that? No, we don't. Okay, that doesn't really bring home my point very well of there being powerful enemies around here, but anyway, you gotta trust me on that. Eek, eek, the monkey stole the zoo key! Ah, crap, now we can't get in the zoo, right? The lock was broken. Nintendo opened the door, so we didn't even need the key anyway. The monkey just took it. Now, I do have to admit, from here on out, I'm not going to say this is blind, but this is part of the game from here on out that I have never actually personally played. Everything up to this point I've actually personally played, but everything beyond that I have never actually played myself. I've only seen people play, which could be interesting. Anyway, this right here I believe is important. No, it's not. There's something around here that's important that I really want to point out, but I'm not entirely sure where it is. Alright, we need to zigzag through the zoo here, and wow, we are having an easy time of things. Nothing is attacking me. Alright, there we go. Sheesh, that was kind of crazy. We got really far with nothing attacking me, even with that difficulty hack applied. Anyway, as you can see, I am capable of one-shotting the enemies in this area with, not really confidence, but at least 50% of the time it's going to happen. And that's the level I wanted to be at in order to take on this area, because these guys can hit pretty friggin' hard if you're not careful. So you definitely want to grind up your levels to about this point before heading in here, unless you want to have a really tough time. Anyway, Ninten is now level 14. And a whole bunch of our stats are going to go up because it is amazing. Can you get a big HP boost, please? 8. That's pretty good. No PowerPoints, though. And like 2 steps, are you kidding me? Okay. Alright, is this fly gonna run away again? No. Okay. And we killed it in one hit. How much experience does this thing give us? Like none, so there isn't even anything worth fighting it. Is this what we want? No. One of these cages has something important written on it. Alright. Next up we have hyenas, and it looks like we have 3 of them, which is really not optimal. But I guess we can deal with it, especially since we are capable of one-shotting these. Hyena B just grins and bears it. I love that line. That's brilliant. Now there's one enemy in this area that I really don't want to run into, and that would be the elephant. That guy will screw you up, so we just have to hope we don't run into one, because that wouldn't be good. Honestly, I think the elephant is even more dangerous than the tiger. And we got a PSI power. What could that be? PSI Shield Alpha. I'm not positive what that does, but I think it blocks some psychic attacks from hitting you. I don't know exactly which ones, though. Is this what we want? No. There's one, this one, yeah, the big sign. Alright, we have a single alligator, which isn't too bad. We should be able to take him out with one hit. Very nice. This sign right up here says something very important for what we are going to be doing later on in this same video, actually, assuming everything goes well. One of a kind, see the amazing singing monkey. Some tells me we've seen that monkey already, but singing, huh? Seems important. Anyway, right around this way is actually the office building for the zoo. And inside there is going to be something that will seem very, very familiar to EarthBound veterans. And we just learned another PSI power. Seriously? What is it? Was it healing? Healing heals status effects, but I don't think that was it. Quick Up. I'm just gonna assume Quick Up boosts speed, because I feel like that's a very safe assumption. Anyway, we want to check this sign right here, City Zoo Superintendent's Office. We want to head inside this building. Now, you hear this music? You might recognize it from the end slates of the video. I basically used it to be a stand-in for the melodies that we haven't obtained yet, because the end slate of the video actually is the melodies that we've located so far, and like it's just really cool. And as you might notice, the melodies also have lyrics to them. Inside the present there was rope. I don't know what that does. I think that inflicts a binding status on the enemy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the end slate, I basically made it so that the song sort of builds itself up throughout the series. The end slates that I've made are all the same length. It's just some of them are missing melodies, and this is just the song I used as a bit of a insert. And yes, it was meant to sound unsettling. There's an antidote inside. I'm assuming that cures poison, because Pokemon. Alrighty. Now, one thing that's really nice is once you actually get inside this office building, the enemies are not nearly as difficult as the ones outside. Mainly, you're going to be fighting rats in this building, which is a lot easier than some other enemies you might be fighting. Anyway, with that, we want to head upstairs, and there are even more rooms for us to check out. Inside this room, there is nothing. Alright. So let's head in this room, see what we got in here. We have another present. Inside this one, there was bread. Nintendo got bread. Very nice. Now we've replaced our bread that got stolen by the crow in between episodes 2 and 3. Anyway, heading upstairs. Is this the room we want? Not yet. I want to check this room first, because this room also has stuff in it. There was Life Up Cream. Nintendo got Life Up Cream. I'm assuming that is a healing item. I'm doing a lot of assuming in this video, but honestly, that's kind of what you have to do with these old NES games, because it's not like they're going to actually tell you what crap does. Alright. This is your last warning. Get the freaking Franklin badge, otherwise you're going to have a problem. Suddenly, from inside of the capsule, Starman Jr. drew near. Seem familiar? Yep, the Starman army is in this game. And as you can see, this guy does quite a bit of damage. What you want to do is you want to just basically stall him and cross your fingers that he is going to launch PSI Beam Gamma. Because when he does... I was trying to do something cool there. When he does... Wow, he actually didn't use it. We just killed him. Anyway, the idea is, when he would use PSI Beam Gamma, it would reflect off the Franklin badge, do a pretty critical amount of damage to him, and use up almost all of his power points, which is good because his other attack is PSI Beam Alpha. That one is not affected by the Franklin badge, and that one will mess you up if it hits you. So yeah, that was probably the easiest Starman Jr. fight on all of YouTube, so alright. The odd sound that drove the animals insane died down. The zoo once more became a safe place. And that alien invasion music has indeed stopped. That is not the first Starman Jr. we are going to be seeing. Well, I mean, no, it is the first. That's not going to be the last Starman Jr. that we're going to be seeing over the course of our journey. Because, like in EarthBound for the Super Nintendo, the Starmen are out to get Nintendo for whatever reason. Perhaps the reason is the same as the reason in EarthBound, perhaps it is different. Anyway, what we want to do is please just check the sign. We want to check the sign. One of a kind, see the amazing singing monkey who is now back in its cage. The singing monkey sang with passion. Nintendo remembered the tune. With that, we now have 3 melodies, which is awesome. We're about a third of the way through the game in terms of song completion, which is awesome. Anyway, with that, I think we just want to zigzag back out of the zoo, because there really isn't much that we can... How did I... What? You can clip over that? Wow. Okay. Anyway, we're going to head right on over this way. I think right around here is the way out of the zoo. The zoo is actually a really big area, but luckily, once you take out the Starman Jr., it looks like nothing can actually attack you, because all the animals are calmed down from being riled up, which is very, 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 very nice. Alrighty. Anyhow, we are going to head back over this way, and since we had such an easy time, you obviously are allowed to head back to, Podunk at this point if you want to, but honestly, I had such an easy time in the zoo that I think I'm just gonna head right onwards and kind of just not go back to Podunk to heal, because I feel like I don't really need to. So we're just gonna head right on over this way, and if we follow along this path, if I'm not mistaken, this is the direction we want to go next. Alrighty, gonna take out yet another hippie. The hippie uppered 52 damage. I have to wonder, is that a problem with the patch? The difficulty patch I'm using? Or is that just something that the game does? Because it's been spitting out some weird typos on me. Alright, I'm assuming this is the way we want to go. Yes, here we go. We have some cops. Don't want to check the cop. How would that work? We want to talk to the cop. Deep in a cave, there's a strange rock-like thing. It's so strange. You definitely should take a look. Okay. What does this guy have to say? The curfew has been lifted, although I can't see why travel was ever restricted. I heard that you can communicate with telepathy. Have you heard all of the people talking about you? But you probably don't need to listen to them. That is actually a little bit of a hint for what we have to do later, and when I say later, I mean pretty much now. We're just gonna keep going right here. Bionic centipede drew near. Creepy. Something tells me we are now at the point where enemies are going to start getting a little bit more challenging, which is okay, but I'm still a little bit nervous about it. Fight increased by 3, speed increased by 3, wisdom increased by 3, strength increased by 2, force 2, HP 6. Still no more PowerPoint increases. That's really unfortunate. Anyway, we want to head along this way, and eventually, if I'm not mistaken, hopefully I'm going the right way. If I'm not going the right way, we might have a problem, because getting lost in this game is a very, very real danger. If you get lost in this game, you're gonna need to, like, Google up a map, because you could be completely screwed otherwise. Just something you have to watch out for. Anyway, Crow B suffers 60 damage. That's a lot of damage for our standards. Nice. Is it here? Yes. Inside here is a cave. Very interesting song playing here. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is also a song in EarthBound for the Super Nintendo as well. And at the end is this thing. Wait, a voice is speaking into Nintendo's mind. Oh, really? Something tells me we should use telepathy on this. Nintendo felt this question enter his mind. Who has lost his tail? Finding the entry in great-grandfather's diary, Nintendo read out loud. The forgotten one of the ship that sails the cosmos. And with that, we are on one hell of a drug trip. This is Magicant. Now, people who've played EarthBound for the Super Nintendo are probably like, holy crap, Magicant? Are we in Nintendo's mind? Are we at the end of the game? To one of those questions, I answer no. To the other one of those questions, I answer, You're gonna have to wait and find out. Anyway, I think the way things work in Magicant is instead of round doors and square doors, I think the blue doors are the ones you're allowed to go into. Yes. I need to find some place to save, because this place is really crazy trippy and I don't know where much is. I am the mysterious goods keeper. You have a need? Aha, yes I do. I want to leave great-grandfather's diary with this person because after you have entered Magicant, the diary is completely useless. I'll send this GGF's diary to Ninten's house. Is there anything else you want me to keep? No. This operates on the exact same storage system as your sister, so you don't have to worry about losing something in Magicant. Anyway, oh wow, we actually can enter all of the houses. Huh. Would you like me to give you the big bag? Oh, yeah. Can I borrow your cash card for a while? Eh, sure. Thank you, sure. I'll return it to you. I thought that it looked pretty cool. Now let's talk to him again, I think we need to do. Oh, that's right, I have to return your cash card. I gave you the big bag. A gift for you. Very, very interesting stuff. The big bag is a really good item. Basically, the big bag is like a magic herb, except it has 30 uses. So, don't stock up on magic herbs, just keep the big bag, and it's one inventory slot, but it has up to 30 tries on it, which is awesome. Anyway, somewhere around here is someone who basically acts like a telephone. I am the mysterious mimicker. I've transferred $472 into your account. After the amount you've spent, the balance is $2,870. This guy kind of sounds like my dad. Spend your money wisely. Well, the next level requires 598 for Ninten. By the way, do you want to save? Yes, I want to save. Okay, but I was thinking of going to sleep now. I've saved your progress so far. Good night. I think with that we are going to rest. See you later. Remember, push in and hold reset while turning the power off, okay? Slam. That guy does a really good impression. I mean, did you hear that guy? Wow. Anyway, with that, I think we are going to end things off here. So, this past episode of EarthBound Beginnings, we went to the zoo and were able to purge it of the Starman Jr. that was holding it hostage. And we also obtained the third melody before finding our way here to Magicant, a mysterious realm that probably isn't what you think it is based on EarthBound. But if you got a closer look at it, it might seem a little bit familiar from Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, which is really, really cool. I'm surprised they picked this Magicant and not the other one. But anyway, next time on EarthBound Beginnings, we are going to be exploring Magicant a little bit more, and I can guarantee you we are going to be getting some answers about what has been going on these past 4 episodes. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.